first up, we duck over to Cape Lavery to check out an amazing historical location. So this spot here is to commemorate the first landing. So this is the first European contact of the Tiwi Island people. And here they are. You guys are Tiwi Islanders, aren't you? Yeah, that's it.
What's the best TV show you guys watch?
The kids don't want to let us go till they teach us the croc dance.
Go! Go! Awesome! Well done! Pretty fine. Real fast. There we go. Yeah, I got it. Big high five.
Well, I don't know if we fool the crocs, but anyway, let's launch the boat and get into it. It was pretty close to here on Karslake Island where the Dutch made first contact with the Tiwi Islanders. Now that was in 1705. Now, some 70 years earlier, the Dutch did come past here and they did stop, but there was no contact with the indigenous. Apparently, they hid in the bushes. Now, 70 years on with that second attempt, the indigenous confronted the Dutch and a fight broke out. Spears were thrown and shots were fired. And the chief, as the Dutch called him, was shot and wounded. Now, they retreated back to their ships, and it was this turning point that made a change, or made history, because they came back and they retrieved the wounded man, and they took him back and they cared for his wounds for about a month. It was then that the indigenous and the Dutch then got on, and the Dutch were able to walk freely among the Tiwi Islanders, and they learned a bit about them, and so did the indigenous, and they liked their clothing and their axes and their steel and all that sort of stuff. But after a while, the Dutch, they lost interest and they left. And it wasn't until another 130 years that the British turned up. But at this point in time, 1705, the Indigenous Australians made first contact with Europeans. So what's the significance around this pile of rocks? And it looks like a couple of are they totem poles?
Yeah, they are totem poles.
Yeah.
Or the gift to the person that's buried here.
Ah, so this is a grave.
Yeah, it's in Tiwi fashion, that's my belief.
Yeah.
That these totem poles are the final tribute to people that...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a European grave?
Well, yeah, it is. Back in 1824, this woman, during that, if you like it, what you call it, the occupation at the time or what? Because,
yeah.
There's quite a few people died here, you're saying.
Yeah, well, there's the list of it. That's rather surprising, really. That
tough times, eh?
Yeah.
And it was a short period of time, wasn't it?
Like 4.5 years.
4.5 years, like 30-odd people died.
That's right.
Yeah. And I see there's a building over there as well.
That's right.
Obviously.
Well, I haven't got a record of it, but what is it? But to me, it was like a guardhouse or something.
So this is it over here, eh?
Yeah, this is it. Because you see there where they walked around.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Like a well-beaten track.
Yeah, well-beaten track on the outside, like a guard, walking around.
All right. In 1824, 50 soldiers and around 45 convict labourers turned up here from Sydney. And you might be surprised to learn that a third of the convicts were of African descent from British outposts. The convicts were offered a ticket of leave for 12 months good service at the new outposts, which basically made them free men as the place grew into a settlement. But the Tiwi Islanders had other ideas. It's a pretty cool spot here, like, to think of it, they dug this massive trench or moat around the entire area, and they lived in here because they were purely and simply in fear of their lives, because the Tiwi Island people didn't want them here, and they were very hostile with them encroaching on their land. The convicts sure did it tough. The Tiwi Islander raids didn't let up, and escaping meant certain death. They, according to what I was reading, they built it fairly quickly. Like, you'd be surprised how quick they could build the stuff.
Well, they were good workers too at the time, weren't they?
Yeah, well, the convicts, obviously, they were
they
doing
had
all
to.
the hard labour.
Yeah, they had a whip behind them.
Yeah, whip, that's it. The old whip. Scurvy became widespread too, with the final fort commander, Major Hartley, writing, "Half the settlement is in hospital and the other half is in the cemetery." Yeah, this was definitely
right.
the main camp here.
Yeah, inside here. That'll be.
An old plate.
There's a lot of stuff everywhere here. Yeah, bottles and everything.
Yeah, look at that.
That's old European, that bit.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, thank you very much, Cyril. This pretty awesome spot here. Very awesome. I really enjoy this sort of stuff, so.
Well, yeah, thanks for that, mate. And really, I'm glad you come out and see what you could see what the early settlers have
Yeah,
done.
well, look at that. That's...
And I appreciate what you've done because I'm interested in history.
Excellent. Yeah, well, like I said, this area, you know, this is the first settlement in Australian history in the northern part of Australia, and no, it's awesome.
Well, thanks for letting us come, mate.
No worries, mate.
Good man.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
It's interesting. Yeah.
So after losing ourselves in the past, we come back to the present.